The divine bliss, which is the source of all happiness, is related to its knowledge that was revealed in its original form by the supreme divine power, Krishna, during his miraculous appearance in this world. That was the Gita, the origin of all the spiritual isms and the knowledge of all the knowledges, which has now been further simplified by His Divinity Swami Prakashanand Saraswati, the foremost disciple of Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, who is the supreme divine descension of this age. The Gita is not only a philosophy, it is a promise of God.
Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahamevam vidhurjuna Gyatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtun cha parantapa.
It tells to merge all the spiritual formalities into the exclusiveness of loving devotion to the supreme form of God, and you will receive His vision.
Vande Nanda Vrajastrigna Padayenumabhiklasha Yamsa Harikathod Gitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam Namaha Kamalanam Namaha Kamalamalini Namaha Kamalapandaya Namaste Kamale Kshana. The Divine Souls. In the last meeting, I described about bhakti. Drutasya bhagavad dharma dhara vahiktangata sarveshe manaso vrittir bhaktiritya vidhiyate. Swami Saraswati says that bhakti is the affinity or consciousness of your heart and mind, which is impregnated in the melted heart. That bhakti stays in the heart. Question: how deeply it is impregnated and how finely it is impregnated. I explained about a piece of wax which is stone hard, kept in the refrigerator. Take it out, become slightly less hard. Give it some heat. It's now softened. Again heat it up, becomes very soft. It could be completely melted. So these are various stages of the same wax. So it melts through heat. So your antahkarana, your heart and mind, antahkarana means heart and mind both, What is the hardness of antahkarana? Hardness means worldliness. And softness means affinity for Radha and Krishna. So worldliness makes it hard, and divine love consciousness makes it softer. Or take it like this: you have attachment in the world, very deep attachment, too much desires, longing for worldly things. All these aspects are called rajogun. An extreme rajogun becomes tamogun. Means tamogun, bad quality, rajogun, normal quality, sattvagun, pious quality of Maya. So mind has these three qualities: tamogun, rajogun, sattvagun. Very hard tamogun, in between rajogun, and satogun. It slowly becomes softened. Means as you enter into divine love consciousness, your heart turns towards Krishna slowly. So going towards satogun is softening the heart, and going towards tamogun is hardening the heart. So tamogun rajogun means worldliness or extreme worldliness. That's it. And leaning towards God, you are turning towards God. So this bhav has many stages. First you decide your decision. Then you start doing some devotion. Again you are struggling with your worldly habits. A time comes that you begin to feel affinity for Krishna. When you really begin to feel affinity, means it's like in the world, you see your son, oh, it's my son. Without thinking, oh, my son. Something came in your heart, your feeling. What is that thing? Affinity. Oh, mine. You know what is affinity? When the same thing begins to happen for Krishna. Someone saying Krishna name, oh, my Krishna name, somebody is singing. You say a Krishna deity, oh, my Krishna's deity. You say a picture, oh, my Krishna's picture. Some relationship. So when this you begin to feel some kind of relationship with Krishna, that you and him are both related. Since when? Since eternity. When this begins to develop, that is the beginning of divine love consciousness. Before it develops, you still are doing devotions, but then you are doing devotions mostly on the mind level. Means you know you have to do devotions, you know you have to find Krishna, so you are doing devotions. It's a kind of preliminary stage, our first stage. It's called sadhana bhakti, first stage, preliminary stage. Then when you enter into affinity class, bhav bhakti, a real divine love consciousness, then on your actual devotion has started. Then on. So actual bhav bhakti is real divine love consciousness. Then it has many stages to go on. Softer, softer, more melting, more melting. But how it happens? Only with the heat of separation. Very simple thing to understand. You have love for Krishna? Yes. You have not seen him. You desire to see him. When this desire turns into longing, longing itself is a fire of love. fire of longing. That itself is a heat. So with the heat of longing, your heart melts, means purifies. And as your heart melts and purifies, the more you receive the feeling of closeness with Krishna, and the more you feel close with Krishna, you have more confidence in Him to see Him in this lifetime. In this way, this bhav develops. You see, in Gita, Krishna also has said once that there are some devotees who worship God in an impersonal form. But he again has said at that time that those impersonal form of God worship, klesho diktarastesham avyakta saktichedasam, that is very difficult to conceive, requires total renunciation, practice is very hard, and no protection from God. So it's a very, very difficult path. So Krishna says, my personal advice, forget that part also. Krishna says, it's my personal advice, O Arjun, man mana bhava madbhakta. Means surrender to me as Krishna, that's it. My personal form, not impersonal aspect. Only personal aspect he is advising Arjun, and to all the souls who wish God realization. So, two aspects of Bhakti: your understanding and your devotion or affinity. Means you have entered into Bhakti, affinity class. But how to maintain, how to develop, two things are required: your perfect understanding and your regular devotion. Both are important. Praulshadhodikariya sarvatha dridhanishchaya. Rupa Goswami says, the best devotee is that whose faith is unshakable. Faith in Krishna. How you develop that faith? Through proper understanding. Take it like this. Suppose a soul has done something great in past life, done lots of Krishna devotion. Because of that sanskar in this lifetime, he is naturally drawn towards Krishna. Naturally drawn. But that has no understanding that Krishna only is supreme. That soul, he is drawn towards Krishna through past condition reflex of devotional attitude, devotional affinity, through past sanskars. So, that devotee has no understanding about the supremacy of Krishna, about the supremacy of that path. So, he might get confused if he comes across the people who follow other paths, which may be non-godly or impersonal path. So, Krishna says that you have to have full understanding. And to have that full understanding, you have to intellectually understand. You see, explain those three verses I am explaining now, it just takes hardly 5 or 10 minutes to explain all the three verses. But I am explaining a lot to make you understand the importance, the supremacy of that path and the form of Krishna. So he promises in all these three verses, that's my promise. O Arjun, I am telling you the fact, the truth, the absolute truth, the supreme truth. He is using all those words. So, perfect understanding. Dridhanishchaya. Means nobody can shake his faith. And then devotion. So, two things: understanding, intellectual, intelligent understanding. You know this is that, that's it. Just like, suppose your brother, someone says, no, he is not your brother. You say, why? He was born, he is my younger brother, in front of, means when I was, it means bigger boy, and he was born, and I saw him, he is my brother, I know my father, my mother. So nobody can shake his faith because he knows perfectly that that boy is my brother. This kind of faith that could not be shaken. So such a faith that Krishna is yours, only yours, eternally yours, and you have to find him. And the path is divine love consciousness, means bhakti. A perfect understanding, that is a must. So once you intellectually understand that this is the path and that's your goal, then you follow that path. So understanding is totally your doing. Sanskar has no concern. Sanskar has no concern, past sanskars. Your own doing. Understand clearly, perfectly, precisely that this is your path. So it's your own doing, understanding, your own creation of faith. Then on that basis, you do devotion. That may have some more factors. Means doing devotion is also your own doing. That is affected by your past sanskars also. So your devotion is affected by past sanskars, present devotion, and present faith. And understanding of the importance of this human life and what may go wrong if you don't find Krishna in this lifetime. All this understanding plus the previous good or bad sanskars plus your present devotion. So three factors are involved in devotional experience, in developing your affinity. But faith is your own understanding. Sanskar is concerned with faith. Just like I explained, a person has very good sanskars, he finds Krishna very charming. As he grows, he might get confused and follow another path. So he had that sanskar, but sanskar subsided. So, entering into divine love consciousness at a certain stage, could that be subsided? Yes. Means how far you have gone in divine love consciousness. How far you have reached. It depends. Because world is always in front of you. And past sanskars always keep coming from inside. And confusing elements in the world are always there. So, you have not reached to a certain height, your confusion make you fall easily. Anyway, you have some protection of Krishna on the basis of your affinity or bhav bhakti. So, bhav bhakti at that time directly Krishna is not helping you, is called bhav rupi Krishna. Krishna of bhav. Understand like this. You see, Krishna had direct concern with all the saints. With the souls, he has no direct concern from soul side, because soul has not found Krishna. He simply has affinity for Krishna. He has a good heart, a pure heart to some extent. So on the purity of his heart, Krishna helps him. So what is that? Emotional form of Krishna. Emotional form, yeah. Krishna is same. Take an example. Just like suppose there is a crystal, not clear, opaque, surface very rough. Place that crystal next to ruby, a shiny, bright star ruby. The ruby is not reflecting on that crystal because crystal surface is very rough, very crude and opaque. When you smoothen the surface of that crystal, crystal gets the reflection of that ruby. When surface is smooth, make it further smooth, gets more reflection. Suppose that crystal is opaque, not of good quality. Have a better crystal, half opaque, just 1/3 opaque or 1/4 opaque and rest clear. So, the more it is clear, the more it gets the reflection of the ruby. So, from a very rough surfaced opaque crystal to a very fine, crystal clear, transparent, shining crystal, there are stages of that crystal. So, on that very fine, shiny crystal, it gets the complete reflection of the ruby. So, it becomes like ruby, becomes like. If you place both side by side and see from distance, you will see that both are pink. You can't say the crystal is not pink. Crystal takes the color. It looks like pink, the whole crystal. But when it was very crude, very rough, opaque, it had no reflections. Even the ruby was placed next to the crystal. Same is your heart. So your heart and Krishna, they are very close. Or you can say heart and soul and Krishna. Krishna resides in the soul, and soul is enveloped with your heart. Take it like this, heart and mind. So mind is very close to Krishna, no difference. But the quality of your heart and mind, the more it is pure, the more it will receive Krishna's reflection. What Krishna? Divine Krishna, that's it. Actual Krishna, real Krishna, like a real ruby. So this is called Bhav. This is Bhav Rupi Krishna, means Krishna of Bhav. Because reflection is coming from that ruby. So this is Bhav. So Krishna begins to reside in the heart according to the purity of your heart. Heart and mind, when they are pure to a great extent, at that point the verse which said Trute chitte pravishtaya govinda karatasthara or sarveshe mansovattir bhakti vidhiyate, means when heart is fully melted and Krishna is impregnated in bhav, at that time devotee automatically worships Krishna, adores Krishna and devotes the whole life for Krishna. It becomes automatic. He is pulling yourself. Krishna is pulling yourself automatically. So that is a stage where you are automatically pulled towards Krishna. This world looks very messy, muddy, no attraction, no charm, dull, appears like that at that time. World appears like that. And Krishna's charm, because he is impregnated in your heart and mind in bhav form, so that is actual experience. Experience is also of two kinds. Experience through in your dream, experience as visual experience. So after that, he automatically reaches God realization. After that. But before that, when a world is attracting, you compare both. Say you have affinity for Krishna, yes. And at that time, see the world also. A beautiful woman, nice, delicious dish to eat, good perfume, nice scenery, wonderful music. Do they attract you? If they are attracting you, then it is more than your affinity. You can compare yourself. If they attract you, it means your attraction for the world is more and less for Krishna. When they become equal, yet there is a danger of falling. When Krishna's affinity becomes more and world less, then almost no danger of falling. So that Bhavarupi Krishna protects you throughout your devotion. Further on this topic I will explain in the next meeting. Feeling the love of Krishna in your heart and humbly asking Krishna to please come in your heart and mind and protect you. With such feeling, we will chant Krishna name. गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद